Hi everyone, this is just a quick video introducing you to Module 4. So Module 4 is the halfway point of the semester. We are halfway through the summer now, and we've completed half of the assignments essentially. Module 4 is also the beginning of 3 modules where we will work on the big project for the semester, which is your research paper. So the research paper will be written in Module 5 and 6, but Module 4 you will do a lot of the research for it. So by now you should have chosen a topic. You want to go back and look at your topic proposal from Module 3 and see the feedback that I left you for that assignment. Make sure that you do that. Theoretically, all topics should be approved as long as you're following kind of the guidelines, but you do want to make sure that that topic, there isn't any issues with it before you proceed with your research. So Module 4 is all about the research that we're doing. And so you'll be learning some about information literacy and evaluating sources. Some of this will be review for you depending on the classes that you've had, and some of it will be new information. We're also focusing on what's called the CRAP test, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit as I go through the assignments. Also keep in mind, as this is the middle of the semester, a couple of things. First of all, you're going to have a midpoint survey that you can complete for extra credit. Second of all, this is a really good time to keep track of your grades and look at, project ahead. What kind of grade do you want in this class? Are you at your goal yet? Do you need to work any harder? Do you need to contact me and ask me about your grade? That kind of thing. Don't wait till the end of the semester to do that. And finally, a lot of you are not watching these videos. I have a feeling that a lot of you are skipping most of the information in the unit based on the emails that I'm getting, and instead just going straight to the assignment and completing those. You won't be successful if you're doing that. So make sure that if you are watching this video, by the way, you are one of the students who's paying attention, and I would like to reward you for that. So if you email me to let me know that you watched this video, I will give you extra credit on your argument essay. So just a couple of things about this unit here. Obviously overview and to-do list like we've done before. The readings are all about source evaluation, and then the quiz just like we've done before. And then the rest of the stuff in here is related to information literacy and the CRAP test. You may want to go through the information literacy information first before taking the quiz, by the way, just because some of the questions will be related to that. And then we've got a couple of links here. A couple of things to think about. Databases are the sources that the library has purchased access for you. So these are really important as far as when you're trying to find sources that are good, credible information. You probably want to start here. A lot of students get, they start with Google searches, and that gives you some information, but Wikipedia is not the best source to use. So make sure that you are also looking in some obviously credible places. If you really like Wikipedia, there is a source on the Allen Library databases, which I'll show you. It's called Credo Reference, and this is a link to our databases, and these are just some of the examples of databases that we have access to. Credo Reference is right here. It's kind of like Wikipedia, but it is peer-reviewed. A lot of the articles are out of encyclopedias, and so a really good place for that initial research that you want to do. So you'll look at that. This does link to the website, but that doesn't preview here. So it's not a broken link, but you can't see it on the screen. And then this is really important, and I have a feeling a lot of you are going to miss this, but this is the CRAP test that you'll be doing the CRAP test assignment with. So you may want to download this file and kind of save it because it gives you the 5 criteria that CRAP is based on: currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. So the idea with the CRAP test is that if you apply this test and you go through these questions and kind of think about them for each source, that by the end you'll know whether or not this would be a good, reliable source to use. So this is the assignment related to that. What I want you to do, instead of doing a lot of extra work, I just want you to use 2 of the sources you're planning on putting on your bibliography. So don't make this harder than it is. You're just taking 2 sources and you are evaluating them a little bit more stringently than you are going to for the annotated bibliography. So for the annotated bibliography, you do have to evaluate your sources, but you may only pick like 2 of the 5 parts of the CRAP test in order to evaluate the source. And for the CRAP test assignment, you're going to use all 5 criteria, and you're going to talk about them specifically. So this is what you'll choose 2 sources that you're using, preferably for your bibliography, like I said, so you're not doing extra work. And you'll list out the 5 criteria. So you're going to say this website has no author, or this website has an author and it's Dr. John Smith and he has a degree from the University of wherever. So you're going to go through each of those 5 criteria for those 2 sources. It's just, like I said, a little bit more heavy of an evaluation, more specific of an evaluation sources just for practice. So that's the sole purpose of this assignment. So the first paragraph goes through the 5 criteria. First paragraph for that source goes through the 5 criteria for that source. Second paragraph goes through whether or not, what you thought of the quality of it, whether or not it meets your research needs and that kind of thing. So kind of your opinion of the source. So you'll do that 2 times. So you'll write 2 paragraphs for 2 sources. So it's not a hard assignment, but just make sure that you're leaving yourself enough time to do that, because you also have to complete the annotated bibliography. And the annotated bibliography is not difficult, but it will take you a while. You're taking your topic for your research paper, and yes, you do have to use the same topic. When we get to the research paper, you are stuck with that topic. You can expand or you can narrow, but you can't change it. So keep that in mind. Really important that you don't start this bibliography until you're sure that's the topic you want to use. You're going to write an introduction paragraph, and then you're going to find 12 sources, and you're going to write 12 annotations. This is not an essay assignment, although it counts toward the essay requirements for the class, and it is weighted as far as points are concerned like an essay. It is not an essay though, so make sure that you keep that in mind, otherwise you will be completely confused. So you have an introduction paragraph, and then you will have 12 sources with 12 paragraphs underneath them. There's a lot of resources. There's a format page in your rules for writers that you can follow. I've got some other examples that you can see. And so make sure that you are just paying attention to all the stuff that I'm giving you in order to be successful. And that's it. There's no conclusion paragraph. There's no works cited page, because that would be redundant. There's nothing else. So as far as your sources are concerned, they should be appropriate for the topic, and they should be authoritative for the topic. They do not necessarily need to be academic. So like if you chose I don't know, dog grooming or something as your topic, I'm not a PhD in dog grooming, so you're not going to have somebody that authoritative, but you'll find websites, that are good for the topic, and people who have been dog groomers for 20 years would be good authoritative sources. So I'll kind of leave that open a little bit. So if you're not finding things on the databases, that's okay. You probably will, actually, for most topics, but we are looking for sources that have some credibility to them. The other restriction is that you do need to be able to find 4 different types of sources. They could be all on the internet, and that's fine. So you might have a blog, you might have a website, you might have a database article, which counts as a different type of source, and you might have a video. So that would be 4 different types. And then you just have to fill in the rest of your sources with just whatever kinds of sources you like. The reason I have this different types of sources so that students don't end up with all websites or something, just generic websites. We want variety to the information. So the idea is that you find a huge variety of information about your research topic, and then when we get to the research paper, we'll narrow down the number of sources that you need, which will narrow down the types of information that you'll take from those sources, and so then you won't feel like you're too overwhelmed. You'll know a lot about your topic already, and you'll have a bunch of good sources to choose from, and you can eliminate some of those sources that you don't think are very good. So right now we are just doing the research. So don't be as concerned with what are you including in the essay, how are you going to write the essay. We're just concerned with the information that you can find. We're looking for content. So that is what we're working on in this unit. Like I said, the annotated bibliography will take you a while. You need to start it right away. Otherwise, you're not going to finish it in 1 week, because that's all we have. I do believe this is also the unit where I don't have my calendar for me. I think we're due July 5th because July 4th is a Sunday and that's a holiday. I didn't want stuff due on a holiday, so it's actually due that Monday. But even though you have an extra day, it's not going to make much of a difference. You really need to get started right away. So email me if you have questions.